Yes guys, Lee Jones here from Joner One-on-One Football Training. Today is Joner's How To Episode 2. If you haven't seen Episode 1, it has to come on the inside, push through the ball. There we go. Then make sure you flick over to the channel and watch Episode 1 before you come to Episode 2. Today's episode, you are going to learn how to do this. That's right, you are going to learn the curled finesse finish today. Perfect. Next to the ball. A little bit different to Episode 1. Obviously in some of the clips you can see the top professionals at the highest level, they have mastered this finish, which is a curled finish into the side corner. The reason why I've chose this for Episode 2 is because I believe that this, for an attacking player, a wide player, a 9, a 10, an attacking midfielder, you have to master this finish. Why? Because every single week there is a finish that looks exactly like this at the highest level. One of the players that I like to choose and separate from the rest is Arjen Robben. Obviously he's a left footer on the opposite side. The amount of times he's cut in, curled it in, is countless amount of times in his career. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the details with you guys on how to curl the ball, how to generate spin to get it to go in that far corner. In some of the demonstrations you would have seen players beat a defender one-on-one and curl it. You would have seen some examples where they've played maybe a 1-2 and then they've curled it. It's all about creating that little bit of space and then a curled finish into the far corner. Let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, what I've got here, I've got a load of pile of balls and I've got one mannequin which is going to come into it a little bit later where we beat the player and score. But to start off with, what I want you guys to do is start off really basic. If you've got loads of footballs, then great, happy days. That means more practice, more repetition, you're going to get better. In the goals, I've got a SKLZ GoalShot. Our business is sponsored by SKLZ. Click the button in the top right corner now if you want to buy a SKLZ GoalShot. This is the best training tool on the market to practice your finishing. Obviously, as you can see, it's only cutting out the corners, so that's where we're going to aim for today. We're only going to focus on the far corner today, which is top right or bottom right, okay? Start off with, guys, with your pile of footballs, you're just going to roll the ball and you're going to try and curl it in that far corner, okay? I'm going to go through the details straight away and then I'm going to hit a few on repeat, okay? The ideal finish is, if you turn the camera, Baz, you want the ball to try and start on the outside of the post and bring it back in. Okay, that is the ideal finish. So you want the ball to look like it's going to go wide, but then it curls in last second. Let me see if I can give a good demonstration. So what I've done there is I've leaned back. Okay, I've leaned back and the ball's lifted. So that's not an ideal situation. We're going to try and fix that. Just one thing before we carry on, guys. I haven't got the best of ankles. I rolled my ankle about 2 weeks ago. So I'm still in the recovery process, but I still feel like I can whip a few top ins for you today. No problem. Okay, one thing I want you to pay attention to there was I was happy with the flight of the ball. So just like Episode 1, the first thing I want you to look out for is the flight of the ball. The flight of the ball should curl from right to left and it should have that type of spin on it. Okay, I think that's going to go in. Ooh. Okay, so the flight of the ball is the first thing you should be looking out for. If you're kicking it and it's going dead straight, that's not what we're after. We want the ball to curl from the furthest point away from the keeper. Okay, let's go into the detail. Yes, Jordan, bring the camera nice and close. Okay guys, I am going to show you with the ball stood still, but obviously when we're practicing, the ball's going to be rolling, or when you're beating that defender, the ball's going to be rolling. So try your best not to practice with the ball stood still, because we're not working on free kicks. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first one stood still though. So the first thing we want to do, and for me is the most important part, is where you put your standing foot. So for example, home in on the ball, Baz. If I plant my foot too far away from the ball, I'm going to have no follow through. I'm going to be leaning back, and that's going to be likely what I did with my first shot. Okay, so standing foot is crucial, and what we're looking to do is we need to get it next to the ball. A little bit different to episode 1. We don't want to be in front. Okay, that's not going to help with the spin and the curl. We need to be next to the ball, slight bend in the knee. Okay, so we don't want to be too far out to the left, and we don't want to be too close to the ball neither. So if you want to get nice and close there, Baz, so they can see the gap and the correct distance, that's what we're looking for. So it's probably 2 of your hands could fit into that gap. Doesn't matter if you're slightly close, a little bit further out, it should be able to adjust there, but we definitely don't want to be too close, and we definitely don't want to be too far apart. Okay, so standing foot nice and close. Here's the second key point. We are using the side of our foot. So the whole side of our foot, ideally right in the middle. There's a plane coming over, fantastic, which happens every week. Just before the plane came, I want everyone to be using the side of their foot. So no laces, it's all done with the side. So I plant my foot in the right position. Okay, side of my foot. Second key point is the connection needs to be on the right hand side of the ball. That is what's going to generate the spin. So we can't be connecting in the middle. We want to close our foot, and we want to connect on the right hand side of the ball. So right hand side, follow through is on the right hand side. You can already see the ball starts to spin. I'll show you that again without kicking it. Okay, slightly on the right hand side, ball starts to spin. See that? That's what we're looking for. Okay, so that's your second key point. Right hand side of the ball and the side of your foot. Okay, moving on to the third point. I think one of the comments on episode 1 was, Lee, can you please tell us what the common mistakes are? No problem. I work on this type of finish with my attacking players a lot because I feel like it's important to their game. And the common mistake that I see is that their hips are already facing the corner, which then results in a shot which goes straight down the middle of the goal. What I will do if their hips are facing that corner and they've just hit one straight down the middle, was I will then go in and adjust which way their hips are facing. So I get them to face away from the goal. So that's hot tip number 3. You do not want your hips facing the corner already, because it makes it hard to hit the right hand side of the ball. You want your hips facing away from the goal. So if you notice with some of the shots that you've seen before, the players will cut inside, which then means that their hips are open, and then they'll curl one. Okay? So with the hips open, you can actually still hit the right hand side of the ball, and you can start to generate that spin and that curl. Okay? Let's go through that really quickly. Standing foot next to the ball. Okay? Hips need to be open, away from the target, connect on the right hand side of the ball with the side of your foot, which will start to generate the spin. If your follow through is good, so you connect and your right foot follows through the ball, then you will start to get good power on your shots as well. Okay, I'll go through that a little bit later on. So with them coaching points, I'm now going to put it into practice, which is the most important thing. I'm going to hit 5 to 6 balls, just start to get a feel for it. I'm not going to actually try and smash the living daylights out of the ball. I'm just going to try and focus on a good connection to start off with, and as we build into it, I'm going to try and get a bit more pace. Because another common mistake is players will be too erratic in front of goal, and they'll go to smash it straight away. We want to, that's the reason why we're calling it a finesse finish, is we want to be in total control of the ball. We don't want to just be hitting and hoping. So that's why I've only chosen the 2 far corners there, and I'm going to finesse it. I'm not going to smash the living daylights out of the ball. Ready, Jordan? On a good angle, I'm going to hit 5, 6 in a row. Head still. Not bad. So what I want to try and do is just start it a little bit further out, and that was also a good height for the keeper, so I want to keep it away from the keeper. Let's go again. A little bit better. So that one there, it was a little bit further out. Needs to be obviously lower. Good pace though, I feel like I've got good control on the ball. So roll, head still, hips open. Yeah, a little bit better. Let's see if I can adjust it on the last 3. But most importantly, guys, the connection is there. I'm looking at the shape of the ball, which is there. It's curling from right to left, so I'm happy with that. With training, with repetition, I just adjust a few things to get it, to sneak it into the side netting. Perfect, perfect. That's a goal in a game for me. 100% goal, right in the corner, good curl. And I really prefer the low shots as well, even though top corner is a great feeling. The low ones are actually harder for keepers. So if there's any goalkeepers watching this, if you can comment and agree with that. Obviously you can disagree, but I believe the lower ones are harder for the goalkeeper than the higher ones. Last one, Baz, see if I can repeat that. Yeah, not bad, good pace. All right, bring it in, Geordie. Bring it in. Okay, what we're going to do now, okay, is we're going to bring the mannequin in. Okay, so obviously with the clips that you've seen of the professional players, obviously they're not just rolling and shooting, they're having to try and beat a player to create that angle to score. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to roll some of the balls back, which I've still got a few left. And I'm just going to start to, obviously it's against the mannequin, but we need to have the right mentality, the right attitude to still train the way we play. So I'm still going to attack the defender at speed. I'm going to use a skill that's going to allow me, okay, that's going to allow me to cut inside and have my hips open, and we go through the same coaching points. Just bring it in, Baz. I'll just repeat the coaching points. Hips need to be open. They can't be facing the goal, because then it becomes a lot harder. I'll show you. It becomes a lot harder to try and curl one in that corner, okay? It becomes a lot harder to do that. So we have to have our hips open, okay? So we need to do a skill which enables us to cut inside, okay? Hips open, standing foot next to the ball, create that gap, side of the foot, right hand side of the ball. Keep your head still, that's another coaching point I didn't mention. Keep your head still, strike it on the right hand side and follow through, which is going to give you that pace, okay? Just on that head movement, we want to keep it completely still. So we don't want to be doing this and having a look straight away to see where it goes. I'm going to hit one now, and I want you to really pay attention. Don't look at the flight of the ball. I want you to really pay attention on the head movement. I keep it completely still. So I roll, keep it still. Okay, that's exactly what I'm after. All right, that was a good demonstration. Are you ready? So we're going to now move into beating the player. Again, train the way you play. Beat the player, curl one into the far corner. This has to be done at match pace, guys. If you want to train properly, if you've got a mate that you're training with, stick him in and be a passive defender to start off with, and then maybe go into some one-on-ones where you might cut in on the inside or outside. You can work on episode 1 striking. See the way I'm thinking? Alright, so Baz, I'm just going to dribble in. I'm not going to do it at match pace because my ankle's a bit dodge, but I'm still going to dribble in. Any skill I want which enables me to go on the inside, can I find that far corner? Ready, Baz? Come in, little skill, cut inside, curl. The shape was there. On that last one I leaned back a little bit, so I need to get a little bit closer to the ball rather than my standing foot must have been a little bit too far back there. Ready, Jody?
Yep.
coming in, little skill, cut inside, head still, perfect. Whatever I did then, as a player now, I need to try and repeat what I've just done. So repetition, consistency is the hardest thing to find in football. Can I do that again? Let's see. Play. Drop. Not bad. If I'm being picky, it's not quite the side netting. So world-class goalkeepers, comment below, probably would save that. But still, it's gonna force a good save from a good goalkeeper there. So that is the type of finish we want. I'll hit a couple more. Maybe come in really close on this one, Baz. I might slow this one right down. So come in, little skill, cut inside, and whip. Now that's the other word and phrase that I like to use with my players is whip. Let's just talk about that for a second. It's a phrase that we hear a lot. I mean the F2 freestylers, they'll throw that word out a lot, which is whippage. There is a reason why it's called that. Obviously we've got a whip, which is quick, which is fast. That I think is what replicates what the foot should be doing. If that's the ball, we need to be getting that force, whip quickly through the ball. So that is what can generate the curl. So for example, I'm not going to take a run up on this one, and I'm just going to focus on how quickly I can get my foot to travel through the ball, and that's what we call the whip, and that's what's going to generate the spin. So I'm going to take no run up, and I'm going to focus on generating as much of a gap as possible between ball and foot, and I'm going to see how quickly I can put my foot through the ball. All right, ready, Baz? It will lack power, but we're working on that whip. Okay, so it still should have the spin. All right, so there's the spin. It's just curled in last minute. That's the whip that we want to be trying to do when we're actually running into the ball. Okay, obviously lacks a lot of power, but that is what we mean by whip. How quickly can you get your right foot through the ball? I've got 5 left. Let's see what I can produce to finish the video. Yes, Baz. Cut inside. Drag that one. So what I did there was I hit 2. I got right to the back of the ball and it ended up going straight at the keeper. Cut inside. It's a lot better. It's a lot better. Again, I'm a picky coach. Wasn't quite side netting, but great pace on the ball, good shape. Let's see if we can really, with the last 3, hit that side netting. Cut inside. Not quite. Still good though, right in the onion bag. Just before I do this last one, guys, comment below if you've got this far, you're a true Joner 101 fan. Bottom or top? Take a guess. Oh, middle. Middle. Last one to finish, I'm going to go right in the onion bag. Ready, Baz? Drop skill. Cut inside. Oh, beans on toast. Okay, guys. That is Joner's how-to, episode 2, finesse finish or a curled shot using the side of your foot. Please comment, please share, please hit the like button, and most of all, please subscribe. Peace.
Yep. How do you think? Yep. 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 Right. Another yep. 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 How I roll. Waven.com.
For 8 out of 5 out of 5.
Yep. 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 Yep.